Hello and welcome back to another episode of Overkill Trading. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at your guys' chart requests from over here inside of the Discord. We left off last week at Netflix and INTR, so we'll be starting here today with Sam. We're just going to continue to go down the list and answer these requests. My goal is to get through these requests here by the end of the stream. That way we can open this thread back up and you guys can put your chart requests in for tomorrow and Thursday's video. We're live every single day here on YouTube. You guys can get your chart requests in the chat as well. Let me go back up to Sam here. So we're going to be starting with service now today. But before we get into the requests, I just wanted to talk about the QQQ really quick, guys. This is literally the furthest extension we have seen on QQQ. This is one of the biggest bubbles in history for stocks in regards to valuations. This thing is currently sitting 30% off of its 4-year average. We reference that 4-year average a lot here on the channel. Again, we talk about the mean, we talk about the average, right? How do we know we're getting a fair price for something? You would buy it at the average, which is the mean here on this chart. We never want to buy when we are way up off of the averages. We either want to buy into it or below it. So right now with tech stocks, with QQQ and things like that, right, you're looking at some of these stocks, guys, and they're just stupidly overvalued. Look at AMD. Okay, look at the separation there off of the EMA. I mean, AMD is trading at a 67% premium, right? When we're 67% off of the mean, we're up here. Okay, this is denial, right? Delusion, right? Everyone just buy chip stocks. Just everyone buy chip stocks. They're never going down, right? That's always the case, right? When we're sitting that far off because people are excited up here. They just made a bunch of money, but they don't make any money unless they sell and take profits. And a lot of people don't know how to do that. And that's why people, right, don't make a lot of money in the markets because they get greedy. When they're up, they don't sell, and then it comes back down, and then they're discouraged, and that's that. So QQQ, I would not be taking any longs on any of these big tech names, right? Google's cracking, right? We had the sell signal from Google. It looks like last month, that was a month ago at 380, 390. And it's coming down. So everything looks like it wants to retrace back into the 4-year. That's not going to happen overnight, but it's going to be a drawn-out process. Again, I would not touch any big tech stock right now just because, again, this QQQ chart, look at that. Look at the MACD. The MACD is the highest it has ever been in history. In history, folks. Okay, the highest it's ever been since the beginning, since 2000, since 1999. The biggest, the largest, the highest it's ever been, which is absolutely insane. So again, we want to buy stocks at the lows, not the highs. You're already seeing tech stocks sell off a little bit here today. You got the red dot here on QQQ. I mean, MU got hit really hard today. That was down 13%. AMD. So just be careful on the tech stocks, guys. If you haven't pulled profits yet, again, we've been getting these signals for the last month. We've just been chopping around up here and very high risk, high risk trade here, holding on to these names way up here. So let's go ahead and dive into those chart requests. I'll start here with now. If you guys got them here in the chat, go ahead and drop them. I'm be taking those from the live chat here as well. Service now is actually trying to turn the corner here. So it pulled all the way back here to 91. Nice green candle here this week. Let's look at the daily. Okay, nice bounce here on the daily. What I'd want to see on service now is a daily alert. Okay, I don't think that'd be a bad place to re-enter the trade because, again, we got our last signal right here in April. That came right there at $90. You're buying it right now at 95, which is right where that signal came in April. We traded that one up to 140. It pulled back over the last 3 weeks. Again, very brutal drop over the last 3 weeks. So what I'd be doing here on service now is either A, looking for a green weekly or a green daily. It looks like you might get the daily alert here in the next couple of days. I think it has very strong support right there at the $90 level. Okay, you can see we bottomed right here in April down here at 82. We bounced right on that $91 level. So up above 90, I think now looks interesting. I'd watch that one for a daily alert there. We got RR, Rich Tech Robotics. That one just needs the signal. You got the signal down here. It's back at the price again. $2 is where we got the signal. So if you want to buy, if you missed the opportunity to buy it here in April, you're getting another opportunity to buy it here at the same price. It had a nice trade up there from 2 to about 340, and then pulled back over the last 3 weeks. This is another one we want to be seeing either a green dot here on the daily, which you got, looks like yesterday at around 213, but it's down a little bit. We're in the bottom of the Fibonacci here, so again, wait for the signal, wait for the green dot. That will be the signal. It is back down at this level where we got this one, so if you want to use a stop loss on it, I'd put it right there at 180. 180 is just the bottom of that low right there we got in March. I see one here in the chat for M caps. Again, if you guys got those chart requests, go ahead and drop them here in the chat. We'll be live for the next couple hours, taking requests, hour and a half, 2 hours, however long you guys want to keep requesting charts. I'll stay on here till you guys stop. CHTR is giving the signal down here at around 120, so this thing's gotten absolutely smoked. This thing's down $800 all the way down to $1.30. That's normally not a good sign. Not sure what this company does. But I'd probably wait for the monthly on this one just because of how hard it's falling, right? You never want to catch a falling knife. If you see this many signals here on the weekly, right, you had 1, 2 right there at 95, and then that low broke. Whenever we break support like that is when, right, you get the big sell-off because there's probably a lot of stop losses right there. I mean, this thing's sitting at a 2014 low, so the lowest price in 12 years. If I was wanting to go long on a company like Apple, Amazon, if they were sitting at a 12-year low, you bet I would be buying. So your signal will be, well, you got your signal here on the weekly, right here in June, right there at around 130. The next signal I would add on is probably the monthly. But again, there has to be a reason this thing's selling off so hard. So again, we want to buy great companies at great prices. Okay. Is CHTR a great company? I don't know. That's a question you got to ask yourself. I don't know anything about this company. All I can tell you is this thing's down from the high 85%. That's a brutal drop, right? So typically, if something's sitting at a 14-year low and we want to own it, 14-year low is a pretty dang good place to be buying. XDC here from M Kappa. XDC is down here at a 2024 low. It's just hanging on to that 0.029 level, right? Just looking for the green dot. The last one, again, came right up here at around 3 cents. It's sitting probably down about 10 to 20% right now from that. You just be looking for another green dot on that one. FLR, this one got the monthly. This one had the monthly alert. That one's still showing up here. So what that's telling you is that, hey, this level right there at 6 cents or 0.006 is likely the bottom. Okay, what I'd be watching for on this one is just a green weekly. Okay, you want to add to the position, wait for the green weekly here. What else we got? RZLV here from the Discord. Resolve AI. So this one's just ranging here between $2 and $3, right? Hasn't moved from that range in the last couple of months, just ranging. It's got a green dot here on the weekly. We like this one here above $2. Up above $2, it looks good. Microsoft, that sell off today too. Yeah, Microsoft actually went up today a little bit. That was actually green on the day. So Microsoft's definitely an underperformer here in the market. This thing hasn't ran like some of these chip stocks. So what I think is going to happen is there's going to be a rotation out of chip stocks, and that money's going to flow into other names, right? If someone is in AMD and say they bought it right here in March, right there at 180, they are currently up, right, 190%. So normally when the smart guys are up 200%, what they do is they take profits, right? They sell. When they sell, that causes it to go down. When they sell, they then will rotate into beat up sectors and beat up names. What's a beat up sector right now or a beat up name? Microsoft looks pretty beat up here, down from about $600 all the way down here to 360, sitting on that mean, right? Our 4-year average. How do we know we're getting a fair price? Okay, we're buying it at the average, right? As long as your price is trending around this and not up here, and you want to own it long term, right? We don't want to buy Microsoft way up here at 500, right? We want to buy it right here, okay? And on that next green dot, that's what I'd be looking for on Microsoft. So you had these ones come. This came at 370, so it's right back at the price. This last one came here in April. That had a nice trade up from 370 almost to 470, about a 20-30% trade. Gave it all back over the last month, but again, we're back down to where the buyers stepped in here. So again, what we'd be looking for is just the next green dot there on Microsoft. What else we got? RGTI, Rigetti Computing. That one's red. So you just want to watch $16. Okay, these quantum computing plays are very, very, very volatile. I would say up above 16, it still looks decent. I would definitely have the stop loss set because of the red dot. Again, anytime we get a red dot, we want to set a stop loss at the previous low. You could use this low from that big green candle we got right there, or you could move it up here to like 18 on a stop loss. But ultimately, you want to see that green dot come back. It did have a daily today, so ideally, you want to use a stop loss probably at around $18 here on RGTI. Our target's always up here in the red zone between 48 and 60. So if the quantum computing play or the trade is still on, that thing should hold on to $18. I see one here for SHX here in the chat, Stronghold. Again, the dot is red, so again, you can have a stop loss set right there at 0.0036. So the majority of crypto, we're just waiting for the next round of signals, guys. Like these ones came here in April. That came right at the price we're sitting at. So most of these last signals that we got are break-even trades right now. Okay, we're just watching those support levels right there at 0.035. That's what I'd be watching there on SHX. We got QNT. I think QNT gave us a signal this week. No, it didn't. So QNT, again, this has been a very strong level of support since 2024. Okay, all the way back here to 2022. Actually, again, we bounced here in 2025. We bounced here in 2026. We bounced here in 2024. So I do like QNT here up above 60 bucks. Again, we just want to wait on that signal. Maybe looking at the daily here. Tried to sell it off today, but failed. Very choppy here. Buyers are definitely strong. We're just looking for the weekly signal there on QNT. I think that one looks probably the best outside of FLR there. KRMN. What's up, Slow Train? Mark, what's going on, brother? Jeff is in the building. Bobby's here. KRMN is giving a signal here on the weekly. So yeah, this would be a buy for us. Okay, up above 44, that would be a buy signal. Again, we want to buy good quality companies at great prices. Okay, we're down here at the bottom of the fib. I like this one as long as it holds on to 40. I don't know anything about this company, but it is given a buy signal. Again, our signal is to buy down here. Right, if we're farmers, we're planting seeds down here when the wave is down here. Because again, that just tells us we have capitulated. What is capitulation? Capitulation looks like this. Okay, down, down, down. Right, a stock drops 50 to 60%. That is typically where we're looking to buy our names on these green dots. Again, this thing is down from 120 down to 46. That's a 62% drop. So if Amazon stock drops 62% tomorrow, right, we don't want to buy it. Right, we want to buy great companies at great prices. So if you like KRMN, I think it looks good here off the signal. I see one here for Arrow. That one pulled back a little bit today, just like all the crypto. It had a really nice run here off of 30. It went all the way up to 60. The dot is still green. I still have a position on this, still holding. It does have a red dot here on the daily. So, I mean, that could pull all the way back to 42 cents and still be bullish, guys. Our target is always up here in the red zone. If you guys are familiar with our selling strategy, we want to sell a red dot. Okay, we want to sell the red dot in the red zone. Once price reaches the red zone is when we look to pull profits, okay? Hit the red zone back here in September at 130, hit it right there at 130 again, and sold all the way off down here to 28 cents. Okay, so now that we're down here at the lows, we're looking to accumulate. That was a beautiful buy signal there in January at 30 cents. On Aerodrome, I still like it. Even after today's pullback, I still think this is a very solid play. In crypto here, again, crypto pulled back a little bit today. You got names like Uniswap down 2%. What's Ethereum down today? Ethereum's down 3%. But again, most of these names, if I look at the 4-hour chart, look where we were 2 weeks ago, guys. 2 weeks ago, we were at $1,400, $1,500 down here. Okay, so we're sitting at a higher place than we are, right? We haven't broken our support level from 2 weeks ago down there at 1,500. Up above 1,500, I still really like Ethereum. I think days like today are great opportunities to add to crypto positions, okay, if you're wanting to buy in the red. But ultimately, for like names like Ethereum, we just want to see the signal, right? Chainlink, we want to see the signal, right? This last signal came here on Chainlink at 850. It's down $1 a share from that price. Ethereum came right here at 1900. It's down about 200 bucks. Right? That's really not that big of a drop. That's a 15% drop. I mean, if you're day trading, that's a huge drop, but we're swing trading here. Our typical time frame to average down is 20% down. So this isn't even an average down territory yet for ETH. Okay? We want to average down at 20%. We wanted to average down right there at 1,500. Again, look at Ethereum right here bouncing at the 2025 lows. This is a 52-week low, the lowest price in a year, and this is where everybody panics, right? At the lows, we should be excited. We should be happy, right? We shouldn't be blowing up the chat because, right, things are red today, right? We're looking at things over the long term. We're not thinking about selling until the wave comes back up here and gives us the red dot. That's just our strategy, folks, because if you would have done that throughout history since 2018 on Ethereum, if you were buying down here and buying right here and buying right here and buying right here and buying right here, and you made money every single time if you just had the patience to wait until this wave came back up here. Okay, last year, same sentiment. Okay, Trump was putting tariffs on China. Ethereum was dead back here at 1,500. Then it went up here to 5,000, and then I got everybody asking me if it's too late to buy. Again, it is too late to buy when the wave is up here. We want to buy when the wave is down here because this is when everyone's exiting the building. This is when everybody's scared, okay? We're in fear territory. This is the greatest fear and greed index you guys can use on your names. If your name is down here, okay, if the blue wave is down here, people are fearful, right? We know that. We know that people are not having a good time, right? Warren Buffett says, buy when there's blood in the streets. I mean, is there blood in the streets right now? You guys can let me know in the chat. I would say so, based on the sentiment, based on what people are saying on Twitter. And I mean, I don't see very many bulls left, right? Everyone's been flushed out, right? We got this red dot back here in August. This, in my opinion, well, this is where the bear market started, right? Ethereum is down from 4,800. Okay, it was down 70% from the top. A 70% drop in a year. Okay, that is brutal. Okay, and again, we started buying right here at 1,900. Imagine buying up here at 5,000, how you would feel. You'd feel awful, right? 70% of your portfolio wiped out. So again, just being patient here. Sometimes the best thing to do in the markets is nothing, right? We're just simply waiting for our signal because that's what we do here. And these signals do not come around very often, right? I tell you guys all the time, once a year. 2023, you were buying at 1,600. 2024, you were buying at 2,200. It went up to 4,000. 2025, you were buying right here at 1,500. It went up to 5,000. And here in 2026, we got this one right here in March at 1,900, and we're going to get another one here probably in the next 1 to 3 weeks on Ethereum as long as $1,500 holds. So does crypto suck right now? Yeah, I mean, it's no secret. It sucks for every crypto investor, right? We've gone straight down for 10 months. And again, we called the top back here in August. So if you didn't sell or take your profits, right, you probably learned your lesson thus far. Okay, we need to take profits. Same thing with like XRP. Again, everyone was jacked up and excited about XRP up here, right? Now people are laughing at you for buying it down here at $1. Okay, there was people buying up here at 350. So again, when the wave is up here is when we sell, guys. As long as this wave is down here, all we're thinking about is planting seeds, right? If we're farmers, we're planting seeds down here and we're harvesting up here. We can't think about selling or taking profits until we get to our zone, until we get to our targets. And our target is when the wave is up above the white line or we reach this red zone. Again, look at the red zone back here. Okay, called the exact top in July for XRP. Right there. Whenever we're in the red zone, that is the top. Okay, we're not always the top, but it's normally 70 to 80% of the time going to pull back, right? That was at $3.50. If you didn't pull profits there on XRP, right, now everybody's anti-XRP because we pulled back 70%, right? We're in despair, right? A 70% drop is brutal, right? It's not fun, okay? Nobody's having a good time in crypto now, and that's the best time to be buying. And if you're not buying, just hold, right? You're just holding through this cycle, through this part of the cycle, right? It comes and it goes, okay? Markets move. Markets don't go up forever. They don't go down forever. Eventually, they'll turn the corner. Okay, it's our job as traders to identify which part of the cycle we're in. We have indicators that do that for us. Right now, we know we're in despair because we're down 60, 70% from the top, and the wave is down here below the white line. When the wave is below the white line, right, people are not excited. People are not having a good time. People are not having fun. Those are the times we want to buy and hold. And again, these are not day trades. These are swing trades, okay? We're thinking out 6 months from now. If we're buying XRP right now, we're looking out to January, right, of next year, okay? We're looking out to 2027 right now for a sell, okay? And again, we might get the opportunity to sell it sooner than that. It might come in October or November. There's no way to really tell. But what I will tell you is that when the wave is back up here, giving us a red dot, that is when we'll take profits. That is when we'll sell, okay? But down here, all we're doing is just accumulating. We're in an accumulation phase, okay? If you guys are trading with the smart money, we are in an accumulation zone. We're just going sideways. Again, actually, XRP did break the low of February. So realistically, we're just waiting for a signal, either on the weekly or the monthly, because those are our buy signals. Again, every time XRP, this wave is down here on the monthly, it's normally a very good time to be adding to your bag. Okay, you want to add, you want to buy, and look where the wave is. Look at Bitcoin, same thing. Look at Bitcoin's monthly chart, guys. We're sitting right where we want to be as buyers and holders, right? 2015, $200 Bitcoin, all the way up to 18,000. 2019, 3,000 all the way up to 70,000. 2023, 19,000 all the way up to almost 130. Okay, beautiful time to be watching for a green dot here on the monthly for Bitcoin. and also the weekly. I mean, we're looking to add on every single one of these weekly signals, okay? And the monthly alert will probably trigger the bottom for Bitcoin. That'll be 100% the bottom. That could come up here at 70,000. That could come down here at 50,000. No one really knows. But if you believe Bitcoin's going to $1 million, you're not going to care if you bought it at 60 or 50,000 in the end. If you're thinking long term, if you're thinking short term, oh my God, it's down 3% today using our strategy, then yeah, you're not fully embracing the strategy and the plan that we put forth here. So again, if you want to buy more Bitcoin, you just buy on the next green dot. Okay, we got this one here in March at 64. It's down $2,000. That's hardly even 3% off of this last signal. Okay, and it's been 3 months, so you're still technically break even. If you want to buy the next green dot there on Bitcoin, that's up to you. But I normally don't average down on positions unless I'm down 20% or more. AERC or AREC, that one's got a green dot here on the weekly, so that one looks good as well. That one's sitting there at $2, also sitting on the 4-year average. I like that one. I'd be a buyer of that. We got TMC also sitting right here on the 4-year. You just want to wait for the next signal. What else we got? Anything in the chat here? I see one here for Trent for CRWV. CoreWeave. That one's green, so up above $90. We're bullish on this. What's the daily doing? Very choppy. This one's a very choppy stock here. So if you're playing this green dot, again, we got this signal. We want to buy when the wave's down here, not necessarily up here. But if you entered off that signal, I'd use a stop loss at 90 on CoreWeave here. PLTR looks ugly, guys. PLTR, I've had a few people ask me, it looks really bad. Okay, that thing's probably going to come down to $90. Again, these big tech stocks have had a massive run over the last year or two. Okay, huge run. Okay, PLTR is one of the most overvalued stocks in regards to their earnings. I mean, these guys are making $1 billion, $2 billion a quarter. Okay, and they're one of the most valuable stocks on the market. Okay, not for long though. I think that one's coming down again. Very, very important. You guys wait for a weekly or a monthly. I'd want to wait for the monthly on this one. I think PLTR is cracking down, like some of these tech stocks you're already seeing. NVIDIA also kind of had a drop today, breaking down below its 90 MA. I still think that SOSX trade is a great hedge if you guys are looking to get some exposure to the downside. I bought it at 5. I'm down 20% on it. It's at $4 right now. But if these names crack, not if, but when they crack and come back down, that SOXS could be trading much, much higher. Look at SOXL. Okay, SOXL, this was back in the this was April of last year. We called this out at like $7, $7 or $8. This thing went all the way up to $234 on SOXL. Okay, that was a 4,000% move in just over a year. 4,000% if you guys bought this. So I'm thinking for this, right? This does the opposite of what SOXS does. This is the bear ETF. So if SOXL starts going down, this is the semiconductor bull ETF. If semiconductors start falling, right, and this retraces, okay, SOXS is going to go up. So it's an interesting trade. I've never seen charts really look like this before. I mean, that far off the averages. I know we're in a bubble right now, an AI bubble, but these are extremely overvalued. You saw that QQQ stock, that chart up there on QQQ as well. That looks like the MACD just is the highest it's ever been in history. So I just messed up my chart there. Let me refresh this. Let me refresh it. Okay, but I would we're not looking at tech stocks right now using our strategy, right? It's a great time to be a day trader, but if we're going long, thinking 6 months out, we want nothing to do with tech right now, with PLTR or any of those names. Okay, if anything, we would be shorting. CBCN, that one's still hanging on to that level. Again, you just want to see the signal. You got this last one down here at 0.002. Hopefully you took some profits up here at around 4 cents or 0.004. Pulled back about 40% from that time. Again, you just want to see the signal there on ZBCN for another place to add. What else we got? Any more in the chat? I see one here for SMCI. That one pulled back a little bit today, but it had a monster day yesterday. Gapped up. So this one to me looks like the bottom's in right there at around 27. I think the bottom is in. We've gotten multiple signals. You can see this one came back here at 27. This one came here at 27. These ones came back here in 2023. So $27 to $28 has been a very strong support level, and it bounced right off of it. So I think this one has some continuation. This is one of the chip stocks I would play just because it hasn't really had a run yet, right? Look how choppy it is. And then you look at names like AMD, it's just taken off, right? AMD, NVIDIA, okay? You got MU, right? All these names, Marvel, right? All these names are just so overextended. Look at that. That is insanity, dude. And again, everyone's excited up here, having a good time. Just buy chip stocks, right? Intel, right? Look at Intel. No one wanted to buy Intel down here at 19, 20 bucks, but everyone's talking about it up here because Trump tweeted about it, right? Well, when Trump's tweeting about things, you probably want to take a precaution, right? 68% off of the 4-year moving average. That just tells us we're up here in the delusion territory, right? So I'd be careful, be very careful on those chip stocks. I see another one here in the chat for Netflix. Netflix is still continuing to fall here. We got this signal back there at around 85. It went up to 110, hit a red dot, and now it's selling off. It's down to 70. So watching Netflix as well. Again, another big tech company that's just selling off. Okay, everything's coming down. We're just looking for the green dot here on the weekly for Netflix. Yeah, bubbles burst. Indeed they do. Indeed they do. Indeed they do. IOTA. My mouse is wigging out a little bit here. IOTA's at the lowest price it's ever been. So, yeah, I mean, if you're going to ask me if it's a good time to buy, if something's sitting at the lowest price it's ever been, I'm going to tell you it is. My mouse is like broken here. One sec. I don't know why my mouse is so sensitive. Yeah, I mean, lowest price it's ever been. So, I mean, if you're asking me if it's a good time to buy, I would say yes, but I know nothing about the project. I just wait for a green weekly. NOC, this is Northrop Grumman Corporation. So I like this one a lot. This is a good call out. So this one's sitting right here again on the 4-year average. Again, where do we want to buy stocks? We want to buy them at their averages or below their averages, right? We don't want to buy them way up off the average, because then that's when we're getting a premium, right? We don't want to be buying up here at 670. We want to be buying into the mean. I actually like this one a lot. Looks like they have earnings coming up here in July, and they're making around $9 billion. So that's a huge company. And you can see every time it comes and hits this blue line, it's been a great time to buy since back here in 2024. So again, will history repeat itself, or will it sell off more? If you like the company, I think it looks like a really good time to be looking to add to that one. Fubo TV, just continuing to crash. This one got me on its stock split. I'd be waiting for the monthly on Fubo. Wait for the monthly there. ZS here from the chat. ZS is looking interesting here as long as it can hold on to its low right here from a few weeks ago at 114. Looking for the green dot on that again. These last signals came in April. That came right around 130. So you're buying it at the same place you're getting it at these last signals. It did have a nice trade up from that, but just sold right back off. So up above 120, up above 114, I still like the ZS trade. Watch for that green dot there on the weekly. Man, my mouse is really wigging out right now. Let's see if I refresh the page, if it would help it. A little better. What else we got? I see one here for Robinhood. If I miss your guys' request, just keep putting it in the chat. Robinhood's still looking good. Again, we got our signal back here at 70. That one's up a little over 30% off of the signal. We're still targeting up here in the red zone. It did give a red dot here on the daily today. So we could experience a pullback to like 90 to 93. But ultimately, the dot is still green, so nothing to worry about just yet on the weekly, right? We're waiting for the red dot here. Just know that it could pull back a little bit here, maybe to 90, back to 90 bucks. If it does, we'd want to be buyers there because we're targeting up here in the red zone on Robinhood. I did trim my HIMS position today. This is another one that got the red dot on the daily. It's ran really hard here. I'm kind of looking for it to pull back into its EMAs to re-enter. And the weekly is still green. but I wanted to raise some capital. I was up like over 100% on the trade. It also got a red dot in the red zone on the 4 hour, so that is one of our trimming signals. I didn't sell the whole position. I just sold, I think I sold 75% of it. I've been holding this since back here at 14 bucks in February, so I was up quite a bit on that. I just wanted to lock in some profits and have some cash in case crypto does decide to keep selling off. If crypto keeps going lower, I mean, I'm just going to continue to load the truck, right? So I'm selling positions that I'm up on over the last few months, ones like HIMS, taking my profits and looking to buy some of these names that are extremely beat up, right? You look at Ethereum, look how beat up this is. This is trading down here below the 4 year 30%. Okay, you're buying it at a 30% discount right now. If you think this thing's going back to 5,000, it's trading at 1,700 right now. Okay, so just a lot of these names are huge, trading at huge discounts at the moment. You're in at 75 on Robinhood. Very nice. Yeah, I think that one's definitely. I think that's going to be one of the biggest fintech companies in the world. I really like Robinhood. Okay, one of my favorite names. Just know that when you get a red dot up here on the daily, it could pull back. Right, it could pull back to 90. Just have a plan. Right, just have a plan to buy more or add to your position. But I don't think this move is done. Uh, I'm just expecting that it could potentially pull back a little bit here. So I don't think it's a bad place to trim a little bit here. Okay, if you wanted to trim some, okay, you could sell 25, 50. You don't have to sell the whole position, but if you're up, 30 to 50% on the position, and you're getting a red dot on the daily, okay, not a bad idea to maybe trim 25% of it if you're worried about the position. But if you're long on it, right, just wait for the red one. Wait for the red dot on the weekly. I see one here for AXTI in the chat. Yeah, that one's coming down. You got the sell signal back here at like 130. It's already down 50%. I don't like this one. I'd like to buy it closer to like 19 bucks. RKLB, same thing. Got the red dot back here again. We only want to buy when the wave's down here. You get very few opportunities to do that on a lot of these names. The last time you got that on Rocket Lab was in 2024. You did have one right here, but it wasn't below the white line at 17. You had another one right here in December at around 36, and one right here in April, right there around 64. It went all the way up to 150, but ultimately that was the signal right there in 2024 when it was trading at $3. So ultimately, I'd want to see this thing pull back to the blue line, right to our 4 year average at around 37. That's where I'd want to buy, right? Great assets at great prices. Great prices don't come around every day, folks. It's not every day that you get an opportunity to buy names like Ethereum down 30% off of their 4 year, right? You've got an opportunity there in 2022. You had one there in 2022, one right here in 2025, one right here in 2020, and one right here in 2018. So very rarely do you get that extension there on names like Ethereum and some of these altcoins. Okay, and then there's stocks too, right? STLA, this is the maker of Dodge. This thing's getting smoked. But again, it's sitting down here at a price where we have bounced since 2016, so the last 10 years. Okay, 2016 was 10 years ago. We hit that spot and we bounced. Same thing here in 2020 during the COVID crash. We hit that spot and we bounced. So we're trading at a 10-year low at the moment, right? We want to buy companies at their 10-year lows. That's, again, if you're going off the data, that's normally where the buyers will step in since 20, what was that, 20, what did I say, 2014 or 2016? Yeah, that was in 2016, 10 years ago. Boom, we hit the spot and bounced. Again, we want to buy when no one's excited, guys. We want to buy stocks that are not excited, that are not going up, that are going down or sideways, right, into their averages. And again, people are freaking out about crypto, but crypto's down like, I mean, most of these names are down like 3%, 4% today. Okay, it's not much of a drop. 3 to 4% is nothing to freak out about in crypto. Now, if we go down 40% tomorrow, yeah, that'd be freaky. But ultimately, we should be excited if that happens to continue to load our bags, to continue to buy more at a lower price. What else we got? GIS, that had a nice move today. We've been talking about this one for a minute. They pay an 8% dividend. These guys make like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, cereal, all that stuff you ate as a kid. Again, stock's been just annihilated here. This thing is so far down from 90 all the way down to 34. Okay, huge company, right? Partnerships with Costco and things like that. 8% dividend. I think this looks very good for a long, a long trade here at 34. I like it a lot. We got the signal right here at 34. It's sitting at 34. So you're buying it right where the signal came. It's also got the MACD crossover. They got an 8% dividend. I never took a position on it. No, I didn't. Tesla from Ben. Tesla's still a little too far off the 4-year. Again, we want to buy into that 4-year or below the 4-year. If it's not trading at the 4-year, we're not too interested. Again, you got the signal to buy right there at 350. It popped up to 450, but ultimately the dot is red, so we are bearish on Tesla. Again, these big tech stocks, be very careful. Oh, what's SpaceX doing today, Bobby? Did all you guys full port into this or what? I seen someone put their whole, I saw some news that someone put their whole Roth IRA, was like $400,000 worth into SpaceX at 211. Look at that. Ouch. Ouch. Trying to bounce at 140, but again, we're not going to trade SpaceX for probably like a year, right? Until we see what's on our indicator. We never buy, I don't buy IPOs. I don't care if it's the coolest company in the world or if it's Elon Musk. I just trade off the data here, folks. I just look to pinpoint my entries. Are those 100% signals? No, but most of the time, it's going to get us really close in the macro. What else we got? I don't see any more in the chat. Let's go back here to the live requests. NOC from Tamer. Oh, we just did that one. Yeah, I like that one. I'd be a buyer of that. HII. That one is trending down there on the daily. It's in our buy. Again, when the wave is below the white line is when we want to buy. The last time that happened was in 2024 for this company. Okay, 2025 right there at 160. All we're waiting on is the signal for HII. ADP. ADP is red, so what you want to do is set a stop loss on that one around 210. You got your last signal back here in March at around 200. And it's trying to bounce here at around 210. So up above 210, I still like this one. It does have a red dot, so you just want to use a stop loss. When you get the red dot, you want to use the stop loss at the previous low. Previous low was from this week right there at 210. That's where I put that. OPUSD. This is Optimism. This thing is just getting rugged here. This thing has just been awful. Okay, this is pretty much the story of the crypto market over the last year. Just down, down, down. Down, down, down. I actually had a pretty good tweet the other day I want you guys to think about here. Okay, so this is from Twitter here. I said, what has the highest probability of creating life-changing wealth over the next 5 years? Number one, buying stocks near some of the highest valuations in history. Buying real estate near record highs with rising property taxes and elevated rates. Or buying crypto after a brutal multi-year bear market with many projects down 70 to 90%, right? We're sitting at 5 to 6 year lows on a lot of these crypto names. Not only that, but if you look at this, they actually finally have a date for the Clarity Act. So the U.S. House Committee schedules Crypto Clarity Act hearing for July 17th. Okay, so there's finally actually a date that is set and scheduled there for July 17th. So this means the Clarity Act, what that's going to do is it's going to bring in the banks, it's going to bring in the institutions, right? There's going to be clarity on what these assets are, right? So we don't have things happen like FTX and stuff like that. People who have billions and trillions of dollars, they want to make sure their money's safe. Therefore, there needs to be laws and regulations in place in order to, right, regulate markets so they don't have big crashes or crazy stuff happen like FTX. So that was interesting. Saw that this morning. But again, OP is down here at 10 cents. It's the lowest it's ever been. So again, if you're asking me if it's a good time to buy, it's down here at the lowest price it has ever been in history. If you think this is going to recover, it's the lowest price in history. Is it going to recover? I have no clue. I see one here for Orlando for Bull, B-U-L-L. Is that Webull? Webull's sitting down here at 6. I would just use a stop on this one at like 5. $5 on the stop loss there for Bull. You got Bullish. Wow, you just like those bullish names, don't you? You need the signal on that one. Look for the signal on Bullish. Again, these IPOs, not my favorite thing to trade. Galaxy Digital. So the wave's getting pretty far up there. We're approaching the red zone. I did get a red dot today. I'd probably trim a little bit of this or set a stop loss around, I would say, 27. 27 on the stop loss. Again, when the wave gets up here, you want to start thinking, okay, where do I take my profits? Because again, if you got in right here in April, you were in right there around $18. It's up 100%. Okay, so I think you trim some of Galaxy here. Okay, it didn't quite get to the red zone, but it got pretty dang close there, and it has a red dot there on the daily chart. I see one here for CTKB. That one looks good. Looks good above $3.30 where we bounced right there a couple weeks ago in May. That was last month. We bounced right there. I put a stop loss right there at that low and trade this thing if you like it. But again, very ugly chart, just down and to the right. Okay, and they're not making that much money. 44 million. That's not bad, but technically it's still a penny stock. Bobby says the Senate is also scheduling their last meeting before the final vote on 6/17. That's good news, right? We need that thing to pass. We've been saying that's probably going to be the catalyst that sends us into a bull market for a long time. It just hasn't gone through. They're just pushing it back, pushing it back, pushing it back. I think they're pushing it back because they're trying to flush everybody out. I mean, you look at these charts, they're just trying to get retail to panic sell down here, right? Just like they did back here in 2025. Everybody was bearish back here. Okay, and everybody was bullish up here. We want to be bullish when people are bearish and bearish when people are bullish, if that makes sense. So, again, the easiest way to tell if we're getting a good price is using that 4-year moving average, in my humble opinion. Okay, because that's the average over 4 years. 4 years is a long period of time. We don't want to buy when it's way up off the average. We want to buy when it's down below it. Just like how it was a good time to sell when it was extended there off of the average, it's a good time to buy when it's down here below it. So, it's going to be an interesting week. It's going to be a real interesting couple of weeks going into that Senate vote there. Chainlink. Chainlink is also trading at a massive discount down here. We started entering this one right here at 12. Bought some more down here at 8. Looks like we're going to get another opportunity to buy this one as well here very shortly. Looks like $7 is holding up pretty strong here. That was where we bounced right back here in 2022. We bounced right here in February. And we're still holding the line. We just need to see the green dot on Chainlink here. SoFi, I still like SoFi here. I think that one still looks really good. Just consolidating, again, up above that support level right there at 1480. It still has a green dot. I really like SoFi here. SoFi looks really good. Again, everyone was excited about this up here at 32. Down here at 17, crickets. Not a lot of people talking about it. But we got green dots all over the place at these levels. That's pretty much telling you that, hey, 1480 is most likely the bottom, okay? If it's not, guess what? We got a stop loss set. If it breaks, we're going to sell and buy it lower, okay? But as of right now, we should be fully bullish on SoFi with that green dot here around that moving average. KBM stock here from Jeff, looking good. Another dividend stock we talked about a couple weeks ago. Got the signal at 96, and it's pressing up. This one looks really good. I think they pay like a 6% dividend. NVO is a good one right now. NVO is really taking off. Really big breakout here this week. One of the healthcare names. It looks like it's going to crack. If we can break this resistance right here at 48, that thing should absolutely fly back up there to 74 to 82, back up there to the red zone. But that one has a green dot here on the weekly. I think that one's got some real juice in it. One of my favorite stocks this week. Okay, we've been holding that one for a minute. We've been holding that one since March. Okay, down here at like 37. I think I actually bought some here at 44 and bought more down here at 36. So I'm up on the position, just waiting for that thing to really play out here. Okay, looking for that big explosive move. I think that could come this week. Okay, that was up about 3% today while everything else is falling to the floor. So this is another one that I'll probably look to rotate out of, right, when it takes off, like we did on HIMS today. I sold 75% of my HIMS position today because, again, we bought down here at 14. So I'm taking some profits, sitting with some cash, and then when the Chainlink signal comes, I'm going to go in on Chainlink, right? Because it's beat up. Okay, it's down here, right? It's down 40%. So when Chainlink comes back up here to 30, right, or wherever it's going to be when the wave's up here, okay, that's when we'll know, right? That's when we'll know, hey, it's time to take profits. But as of right now, this has been a very extended bear market. This is like the second longest bear market in crypto history. So you guys are literally witnessing history right now, okay? One of the worst pullbacks that we've seen since 2021, okay? Brutal pullback here. Okay, but I think we're very close to the end of it. We've just literally been chopping around for the last couple of weeks or a couple of months since February. Again, the February low was right there at $7. Okay, we came back down here a couple of weeks ago and touched it, okay? And now we're just stuck in this range. We're range bound right now for the last 5 months. Again, very boring. Time capitulation is what this is. This is when people get very frustrated, okay, very bored because, again, it's not exciting. Stuff's not going up. Stuff's not going down. It's just going sideways, kind of like you saw right here. Okay, back in 2025. So again, planting season, harvesting season. I don't know when harvesting season's going to come. I can't tell you for sure. Typically, you see it happen within 1 to 6 months after the green dot here on the weekly. Okay, that hasn't been the case. This one came in February. It's now June. That's been 4 months into the trade, and it hasn't gone anywhere. Okay, so again, we can add on another couple months to that. Say, okay, I'm willing to wait another 3 months. Okay, because I know that this project is going to be successful. I know it's going to be a big thing. Okay, it's just a matter of, hey, it's not trading in the direction we want it. But ultimately, if we're buyers, if we're accumulators, it is trading in the direction we want it, because we want to buy it lower. But we're not going to buy. We're not going to continue to buy, right, unless we get our signal. Because again, we only buy on the green dots here on the weekly or the monthly. Okay, and again, if you're buying right now, you're technically buying it below this signal right here at 8. So you're buying it $1 cheaper than where the last signal came. Where is this next one going to come? I have no idea. It could be up here at $9, or it could be down there at 6. Okay, there's just no real way to tell. Once we get the confirmation of the signal, right, we'll have more clarity on that. See what I did there? XCN. XCN, again, hopefully you're still staking this one. This has been my favorite name to hold this whole period of time, because I have just been staking it this whole time, buying more, or not buying more, but earning the staking rewards, accumulating as much as possible. Okay, this is in my top 3 largest holdings. And again, looking for the green dot here on the weekly. I started buying this one at like 0.0045. I think I bought more at 0.004. Sold a little bit when it went up here. Okay, and then it came back down. So I'm just staking this one, earning as much as possible, and I'm not going to sell it till the wave comes back up here. So this has been my favorite hold over the last 6 months, just because I've been earning 26% APY while it just sits here and does nothing, while it just goes sideways here. So still really like XCN. I think it's a very strong project. Just looking for the green dot there on the weekly. We got XLM here. XLM still hanging on to that 18-cent level. Still hanging on to 18 cents like a champ. Okay, again, we were lower 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, we were lower than this price. It's got a 4-hour alert showing here as well. I do like XLM still here. Okay, I'd want to see it hold on to that $18 level right there at these lows. I'm sorry, 18-cent level. Okay, I'd have a stop loss at like 17.5. Looking for either the daily or the weekly. Okay, the weekly is green, so you'd be looking for the daily or the 4-hour. It's giving you a 4-hour here right now, bouncing at a higher low from last week. Okay, again, last week we were down here at 18 cents. Now we're at 19.5 getting a signal. I think XLM still looks very good here. Okay, it's up above the 9. As long as it holds on to 18 cents, it looks good. Okay, I'd be a buyer of XLM here with a tight stop right there at like 17.5. Yep. Yeah, when things go up, I'm not even going to be able to take your guys' requests in the chat, probably. There's going to be too many people on the lives. For you guys that are still sticking around during this drawdown in crypto, man, congratulations. Like, it's been a brutal 10 months for crypto investors, okay? And again, we just started buying again in like February, right? Toward the beginning of the year. So we're down on some positions, but again, you're only wrong if you're looking at it from a shorter term period, right? You could be wrong in the short term, but very right in the long term. Okay, and we're trying to keep that long-term vision here, right? Not tracking the day-to-day, not panicking because your name's down 3% today or 4% today, right? Red days are good days, okay? Especially when the wave is down here. Here's VKTX. This one looks good. It's got the green weekly here. Been chopping around for a very long time. I'd say up above $27. This one looks good. It's sitting right on the 4-year. I think VTX looks good here as well, Mark. What else we got? IBM had a nice gap today. Okay, we got our signals down here at around 220 to 225. Had one right here at 240, so you're still up above that level. With IBM, I'd use a stop loss at 240. If it breaks 240, I'd sell it. Okay, I don't want that thing if it breaks 240. Put a stop loss there. RDDT. Reddit. Reddit's still green. I would use a stop loss on this one at around 155. Okay, that's the low from last week. I just make sure it holds on to that. It is sitting right on the yearly moving average, but the wave is a little extended here, so I'd probably use a stop at 155 on Reddit. And some of those names that are just very choppy are just, they're hard to read sometimes, because again, when we're chopping around, we're not moving anywhere. Okay, you can get a big impulsive move to the downside. That's why we want to use a stop loss right there at 155. We got Workday. W day, this thing's getting smoked. So again, last signal came right here around 127. You're down a little bit on it. I'd use a stop loss at this low right here from April. Okay, this doesn't look good. It's got a green monthly, but you want to see that thing hold on to like 109. Up above 109, it looks decent. Okay, but it needs to hold. If I were to guess, I think it probably breaks that 109 level, but you can see it bounced right there on it. It bounced right there on it. It bounced right there on it. So we'll see if this will bounce for the fourth time. Like I said, I'd use a stop loss at like 109 on this if I was in it. CLS. That one's up in the red zone, so we'd be taking profits up here. Taking profits on that one. OPCH. Option Healthcare. That looks good. It's got the signal there, so yeah, we'd be a buyer of that name. Billy, B-I-L-I. I think that's another Chinese stock here. Falling off a cliff. Chinese stocks are getting hit really hard. So you got a signal right there at around 16. It's down to 15.95. So if you bought right here at 17, okay, you'd just be looking to buy more on the next green dot here on the weekly. Okay, very beat up. And yeah, that monthly chart looks very ugly. Oh, that daily's breaking hard too. So you could either cut your losses right now on the red dot, or just look to buy more on the next green. Again, hopefully you believe in the Billy company and where they're going. If you're buying it, they're only making about $1 billion. I bought Alibaba the other day. I think I bought it at 110, so I'm down like 10% from where I entered. But ultimately, I'm just looking for the green weekly, right? Looking for the green weekly next. We got the daily golden dot. That's why I entered right there at around 110. But again, Alibaba's like the biggest Chinese company in the world. So trading below its 4-year average here. See that? Trading 17% below. And if you want exposure to China, I think Alibaba's the best stock to go with. I'm not too sure about what Billy is. Netflix. Again, looking for the green dot there on Netflix. INTR. Inter's sitting down there at the 4-year with the green dot there on the weekly. So again, this is a place where we're accumulating. Again, guys, if we're accumulating at these prices, we're not accumulating for tomorrow's price, right? 6 months from now is where we're looking, right? These are 6-month swing trades. So if you're buying this signal, you should be looking out to January, at least January. Okay, that's 6 months from now, a little bit over 6 months, or a little bit under 6 months now. We're coming into July. But yeah, right, this isn't a trade for tomorrow or next week or the week after that. It's a trade for 1 to 6 months out until this wave comes back up here and gives us a red dot. Okay, if you're buying down here, you want to wait till the trade plays out, till the wave gets back up here to start taking profits. Orlando, I just covered all those for you, my brother. Snapchat is a piece of crap. I lost pretty bad on Snapchat this last year. I really thought they were going to go somewhere. I really thought they were going to bounce back to the red zone, but for some reason they're not a social media company anymore. They're spectacles, AR glasses, the glasses that literally nobody wants or nobody cares about. And guess what? They're charging $2,200 for a pair. So I sold my Snap once I saw that news hit. I couldn't do it anymore. I think the CEO just is out of touch with reality. So unfortunately, you're probably just going to have to wait till this company gets bought out to make any money on this stock. But I am stopped out on it. Obviously, it sucks. That was one of my biggest losses of the year was Snapchat. And again, I had a stop loss set at $5. $5 broke, and right, you get stopped out. So I don't know. I don't know what the guy's thinking. Like, I don't know who's gonna. I mean, if you guys go look up those glasses that they dropped, the spectacles or whatever they're called, they look stupid. They're the dumbest looking things I've ever seen in my life, and they're $2,200. Like, I don't know. I folded on the company after that. I couldn't believe my eyes. FET USD, and again, you win some, you lose some, guys. You're not gonna win on every position. That's why we suggest holding anywhere from 20 to 30 names, right? Because again, some of these are going to be winners. If 80% of these names are winners over the next 6 months, and 20% of them are losers, the winners will outweigh the losers, right? Again, it's just waiting till you hit your price targets. FET, that one got the red one last week, so again, you just be waiting for the green dot to come back to add. This signal came down here around 16 cents. It's getting back to that place where it got the last signal. So I just wait for the weekly signal on that one there. Caps. AXL is the other one. AXL is back down where the last signal came as well, a little bit below it. I did play this one here on the monthly, and again, the chart does not look good. Okay, just waiting for the wave to come back up here and give us a signal. Yeah, it just feels like every crypto project is just it's just a rug right now. I mean, this has just been a brutal drop for these crypto names, and a lot of them have actual utility. That's the thing. It's like some of these names, like look at Uniswap. Uniswap's trading at the lowest price in 10 years right now. Or I'm sorry, it's 6 years, since 2020, since COVID. Okay, that's a long time, dude. 2020 was a long time ago. Okay, that was back 6 years ago. Lowest price in 6 years. So, and again, tons of utility, tons of total value locked, right? Tons of people using it. But again, lowest price in 6 years. It just doesn't make sense. And again, when it doesn't make sense is probably when you should be buying. Okay, in the majority of the time, right? Again, you're sitting at a 6-year low. If you want to own the company and it's sitting at the lowest price in 6 years, it's a great time to buy. It's a great time to be a buyer and a holder. But Axel, I mean, that thing's sitting up above 4 cents still. All-time high on this one was where? $3. It's down 99% from the top. Will it get a bounce? We'll see. The MACD's trying to cross over here. But ultimately, we'd just be looking for a weekly signal. I think I'm about break even on the trade. Maybe down like 10% on my last entry there. So, again, no one's having a good time in crypto right now. Again, everybody's giving up. Everybody's running away. They're over it. And yet we have the Clarity Act passing or getting voted on here in like 3 weeks. Okay, a lot of bullish things developing. And again, if we can sit through the pain, right? If we can sit through the down, right? We don't deserve the gains if we can't sit through the hard times, right? We don't deserve the good times if we can't sit through the bad times. And again, if you're down 10, 20, 30% on your positions, right? Most of these names, if they just go back to their 4 years, right? You're talking about 187%. So whether you bought right here at 3 or down here at 2, it's not really going to matter if it goes back to $8, right? You're going to be happy regardless. So just knowing you're buying at the lows of 5 to 6 years should give you comfort, right? Should give you, right, some positive thoughts. Because again, anyone that bought Uniswap over the last 6 years is down on their position. Anyone, okay? Everyone that bought in the last 6 years is down on their position, okay? And you're getting the opportunity to buy it here, okay? When everyone else is scared and running away. So that's my 2 cents on Uni. Yeah, I don't know. Snapchat just the CEO is just out of touch with reality. They need to fire the CEO and they need to get someone else in there that's going to treat it like a social media company. You have the one of the highest daily active users on the platform, right? They have like 500 million people that use their platform a day, and he's making goggles, right? He's making, look at these things. Look at these things. They are just unbelievably ugly, dude. They look so stupid. See if I can pull this picture up. Once I saw this picture, I was like, that's it for me. Okay, I'm taking my losses. Look at those things. Would you pay $2,200 for those? $2,200? I sure as heck wouldn't. And that's where all their focus is. It's not on, okay, let's try to monetize our social media platform that literally has 500 million people a day using it. No, let's make some stupid looking goggles and release them to the public at an extremely high price when gas prices are up above $5. Yeah, people are probably rushing to buy those right now for $2,200. No, I don't know why they're trying to develop those. I just don't see it, folks. Say no to Chinese stocks, Bobby says. What else we got? We got SOXS. So yeah, this is my favorite short trade if you're trying to short chips. I mean, I'm down 20% on the position. It is a 3x levered ETF, but you know, if this thing bounces back, it's gonna get really crazy. Like if AMD and Intel and stuff starts selling off, these things actually come back down over the next year, SOXS is going to be trading much, much higher. And I think it's going to happen. I don't think the bubble can keep going. At some point, someone's going to say, okay, it's time to take profits, and they're going to pull the rug out. Near, I got a stop loss on this one at 180. That's just the low from right here in June. You just want to see it hold 180. I put a stop loss right there. NRG. NRG looks good. It's got the green dot. We'd be buyers. You could set a stop loss on this to limit your risk right there at 119. That's the low from right there. So again, this green dot's telling you that, hey, this low right here is the bottom. If that's not the bottom, that green dot is invalidated. We get a red dot and we continue to drop. That's why we want to use that stop loss right there at around 119, 120. I see one here for HTGC, Hercules Capital. That's got a red dot. I'd use a stop loss at 15. CRWV, we already covered CoreWeave. Toast, T-O-S-T. That's got a green dot on the weekly. I like this one here. Okay, we'd be buyers of Toast here. CXT. CXT got the signal down here at around 37 to 40. It's sitting at 45. So again, your stop loss should be probably right there at around 39. That's just the low from right here. Up above 39, it looks pretty good. Okay, nothing to worry about unless you get a red dot. PNR. PNR looks good too. Again, got the signal right there. You had one back here in March, right there at 83. It dipped on down here to 73. So again, you're buying here and buying here. Stop loss is 69 there on PNR. That's from Slow Train there. XYL. XYL looks good too. Okay, we bounced right here at 100 back in April. We're sitting right here at 110. Historically, this looks like a good spot. Again, you're buying it below the 4-year average, getting it on discount if you believe in the company. It looks good here, up above 105. XBI. Okay, again, extremely overextended here. Biotech. Wow, biotech names are breaking out. I think healthcare is going to have a big run this year. Okay, that's where like NVO, GoodRx, those healthcare names, I think those are going to come in really handy, right? I think there's going to be a rotation out of tech into things like healthcare. Because again, healthcare is a very beat up sector, and that's blowing off the top. So I'd wait for a weekly dot on that one. But that, I mean, we wouldn't buy this one up here. Okay, we wanted to buy down here in April. Okay, no one was talking about this down here at 70. Okay, but now, okay, it's blowing off the top. But you see the separation off the 4-year there. We don't want anything to do with that. Again, how do we know we're getting a fair price? We want to buy at the mean or below the mean. Never up here. Okay. We don't care how high it goes. We're not buying up there. We're looking to sell and take profits. What else we got in the chat here? I see one here. Is that a Z from Honey or the Johnny? Yeah, what is the verse of the day? Do we got Slow Train on here? I could probably give you one here. If Slow Train ain't on here. I don't see Slow Train in the chat. He was here. Anyone got the verse of the day? Somebody bless us with the verse of the day. Oops. We got Litecoin. LTC. Litecoin is down at 40 bucks. So again, Litecoin's at the lowest it's been since 2022. We also bounced to this area in 2020. So you're talking COVID lows, folks. We're at COVID lows. COVID was a pandemic. Okay, these prices are insane. Okay, insanely cheap in regards to history. We're just looking for the green dot there on Litecoin. That's all there is to it. Okay, there's no point in telling where we're going to bottom or what we're going to do. We're just going to look to buy more LTC when we get the signal. Okay, this one came at 50. It's now down to 40. So if you buy at 50, you buy at 40. Your average cost is right there at 45. BDRBF. OTC stock. Again, waves up here. We wouldn't be looking to buy that. Looks like a penny stock. ACN. ACN got murdered on its earnings. Okay, they actually beat their earnings, but they sold off. Okay, huge 25% drop there. I think they're like buying a company or something. The red dot did come before the earnings call, so you did have the opportunity to sell some or trim some or sell it before that happened. But ultimately now you're just waiting for the green dot, right? Waiting for the green dot to add to your position. Again, we look to add to our positions if we're down 20%. Okay, if you want to cut losses, you can cut losses, but that thing is now down 20% from where the last signal came. That is dollar cost average territory. Again, our trading rules are very clear. Look to average down if the position declines 20% or more. Okay, so if the signal is wrong and it goes down 20%, we're buying more at a lower cost because we believe in the company. Okay, I'd probably look to sell this one on a bounce. Like if it bounces back, I'd probably sell it, maybe get out of it like around 160, 180 if that happens, because I think it's just probably going to chop around for a while. I think it's just going to go sideways for a bit, but I'm still in my position. I'm still holding it, looking for the next weekly signal, and then we'll make a decision there. Zillow, yeah, these real estate stocks, man, I don't know. These real estate stocks are just, I mean, Zillow's sitting at a 2022 low, okay, the lowest price in 4 years. So if you believe in Zillow's recovery, you're buying it at the lowest price in 4 years. Again, looking for the signal there on Zillow. Look for that weekly. Path, P-A-T-H, this one's still just sitting, not doing much. Okay, just range bound here at $10. It does have a red dot here on the weekly. I'm watching the daily here. I want to see that daily alert pop tomorrow. There was a pretty decent amount of volume here, but watching this one very closely. Okay, looking for the weekly or the daily. NGO. NGO. I don't even know what that is. NGO USD. I don't see that one, my friend. What's that one? SR or SPRY? Pharmaceutical company. We got our signals down here at 8. It's up around 20%. So I'd make sure it holds on to 850. Looking for the red dot to sell it. I see one here for HNT. So I bought this one, but it's more of a fundamental buy than anything. This is one of the biggest DPEN companies in the world. DPEN is, they have a lot to do with like telecommunication. They have partnerships with T-Mobile and AT&T. I bought this one at 30 cents just because it's literally sitting at the lowest point ever. Looking for the green dot on the weekly on HNT. But if this thing snaps back, at least to its 4-year moving average, right, that's over a 10x trade. Okay, if it does snap back, it's one of the only protocols, the real world asset protocols, that actually generates revenue. I think they generate like $10 million or something like that a quarter, or maybe it was a year. But they have a really big user base, big partnerships with T-Mobile and AT&T. I think it looks very interesting down there at 25 cents. Morpho. What's Morpho doing? Morpho's still red, so that one's still hanging on. 140 is probably the next place to look at it. Does have a MACD crossover. Again, kind of in no man's land right now. This one, I think, did get a red dot in the red zone up here. Yeah, we would have been taking profits up here at like 230. Red dot in the red zone. We want to take profits there. And it's sitting at 165. So I'd wait for a green dot if I was going to buy that. Right now, ultimately, it's kind of just chopping around, not doing much. LCDL. LCDL. Oh, this is the Lucid trade here. We did take a trade on Lucid at $6. It's down to $5. They got a big partnership with Uber. I'm still holding my position. Again, the dot is still green. We're still holding. SMCI, we already covered that. SMCI, we already covered. We're just waiting for that one to retrace back up to the red zone up here between 52 and 60. Okay, got a green dot there yesterday, gapped up, and we'll see if that move continues here this week. PRCT here from the chat. That one needs a signal. GoodRx actually looks good today. One of the only names in my portfolio that was green. I had about 5 names in the green today. Everything else was red here. But GoodRx, again, looks good above 240. Healthcare name here. They tried to sell it off, and they sucked it right back up. So I'm looking for GoodRx to make a move. That's a really nice daily candle right there. That's a bullish engulfing candle. I'm looking for the daily on that one, but that one looks like it could get a really good bounce. Okay, again, healthcare stocks are holding up pretty good. Again, NVO and GoodRx were 2 of my biggest movers on the day outside of SOXS. But those 2 look pretty good for healthcare stocks. What do you guys keep saying something for? There is no like something. Is that like if it's a meme coin, guys, we just don't trade meme coins here. I see a lot of you guys requesting this name. I don't know what this is. There's no something ticker on. If you're talking about this Solana meme coin, it's just we don't mess around with the meme coins. What else we got? Coinbase. Coinbase needs a green dot here. Okay, again, we got like 3 of them over the last couple of months. Again, we bounced right there at 140. As long as that 140 level holds, the trade is still on. Again, looking for the green dot. again on the weekly signal. Again, these last ones that came were just boom, green dot right up, green dot right up. These ones, okay, chop, 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 chop. Okay, so 140 is the level we're watching. Again, markets do three things, guys. They go up, they go down, and they go sideways. Okay, sideways isn't a bad thing. Okay, when we're just doing this, it sucks because you're frustrated because you're up, then you're down, then you're up, then you're down, then you're up, then you're down, right? But as soon as this comes, all of that doesn't matter. Okay, and that's normally what comes after consolidation. So I'd have a stop loss like 138 on Coinbase if I was trading it. And again, just looking for that confirmation of another green dot. That's going to be the fourth one in the last like 6 months. What else we got? GoodRx, Mara, M-A-R-A. Again, the wave's pretty far up here, so we wouldn't be looking to trade it. But if you're in it, I'd use a stop loss at like 1290. 1290 on the stop loss, maybe down there at like 1150. Okay, if it breaks 1150, I would sell it. Again, nice trade off of this signal back here in February at 7. Boom, all the way up to 1500% move. Beautiful move there. We got VITL. It's Vital Farms. Looks good. Again, waves down here. We're looking to buy. SPWR. SunPower. Selling off hard. Another solar name here. Okay, getting smoked. Okay, I'd probably wait for the green dot here on the... wow, this thing looks like it's probably going bankrupt. 63 cents. Yeah, I'd be careful on this one. I'd be careful. Okay, penny stocks. Not good. Here's Link, the stock. Link bounced right there at 280, sitting at $4 now. Up above 280, we got to be bullish. But again, you got the red dot there on the weekly. Had a red dot here on the daily back at 6, pulled back to 4. I'd move my stop loss up to like 380 on this probably. Okay, if you're in down here at 280, set your stop loss at 380 or 370. We covered coin CBRS. Too new. Can't tell you anything. Again, if it's too new of a project, if it's an IPO or something, and there's no data on my indicator, there's nothing I can give you. Okay, because again, we go off the indicator, we go off the data. If there's no data, we can't make decisions. So that's why we're not trading SpaceX here, right? That's why we're not in SpaceX. Okay, because again, there's just no data. It's all hype driven. KTOS. KTOS keeps falling. It's getting closer and closer to that 40. It did get a red dot this week, so I think this one like at 40 would be good. Again, everyone was talking about this up here at 130. Everyone was excited, right? Everyone's excited when we're way off the moving average, but when we're coming down, again, not so fun. Okay, waiting for a green dot to pop back up on that to potentially add to the position if you already took the position or to enter. Just wait for your signal. RGTI, Rigetti Computer, another quantum play. I'd use a stop loss on this one at 18 bucks. $18 on the stop loss for RGTI. Again, anytime we get a red dot on the weekly, we need to protect our capital with stop losses. Okay, stop loss right there at the previous low, which was 2 weeks ago at $18. Looks good. Coin we already covered. HIMS and CELH, these are good requests. HIMS, I told you guys I did trim a little bit today. I actually trimmed a lot of it. 75% of the position. Again, we bought down here at 14. It traded all the way up here to 37. It just got this red dot today. So, hold on. Oh, that was 2 days ago. It got this red dot today, so I decided to take some off. I had a pretty large position on it, so I just reduced my position to reduce my risk. I know it doesn't have a weekly dot up here, but it does have the red dot in the red zone here, which is one of our sell signals. Okay, that is one of the places where we look to take profits. You guys will learn in the trading course. And I know it's not up to the daily yet. I just think you could potentially pull back to like 28 or 27. Okay, from there, that's a pretty decent sized pullback. We just look to re-enter if that does happen. So, yeah, I did trim 75% of my position on HIMS today. CELH still looks really good. This is still one of my favorite trades. Again, you got green dots all over the place down here. Big sell-off here from 70 down here to 28. Sitting down here at the lows of 2024, 2025. Okay, $28 looks really good. These guys have really good earnings, and they're a growing company. So I like where it's sitting in regards to the 40-year. I think $28 looks like a really good price here for CELH. Looks good. INJ from Otto in the chat. What's up, brother? That one broke our support. So that one broke down below 480. We had a stop loss on that off the red dot. So we'd be stopped out of INJ here. Okay, losing the EMAs here. You can wait for a daily dot, but that's a pretty ugly break. We bought this one down here at 270, sold it at $7. Now it's down here to 4. So why'd we sell? Well, we had a red dot up here, didn't quite hit the red zone, but we did hit the red zone up here on the 4 hour. Again, that's another place we like to take profits. 4 hour and the daily alerts. We have that all laid out for you guys over here under the dots and signals tab. Again, 4 hour alert, seller reduced position by 25 to 100% if it's in the red zone. Daily alert, seller reduced position by 25 to 100% if it's in the red zone. Okay, weekly alert, seller reduced position by 25 to 100% if it's in the red zone. Okay, again, if it was in the red zone up here, okay, we took some off. Okay, boom. Because again, that thing ran really hard off the bottom from 270, ran all the way up here to 730. And what you guys can also see is how it rejects on this white line. See how it rejects there? Boom, got rejected. What did we do here? We tapped it. We hit 7 and rejected. So ultimately, we'd just be waiting for another green dot here to re-enter the INJ trade. But as of right now, we would be out of that. Right? We had the stop loss of the previous low right there at 480 off that red dot, and that was it. Nike. Josh Brown on CNBC started a position. Wow, Josh Brown taking Nike on down here at the. I mean, Nike's also another stock that's just sitting at a 12-year low, the lowest price in 12 years. I mean, if you believe in the recovery, all the power to you. But you look at all these stocks like Lululemon. Look at Lululemon. All these retail companies, these retail clothing companies, are just getting nailed, dude. I mean, they are just getting destroyed right now. Okay, Nike's way down, right? Nike's down from 180 down to 40. So if you want to play Nike, I'd probably wait for the monthly. You did get the weekly down here at 42. It's still sitting at 42. But I just don't know. I don't know if people are spending $50 on t-shirts anymore. I do not know what something is. I've never seen that one. I see another one here for Pump. P-U-M-P, Pump Fun. Okay, again, look for the signal. That one looks like it wants to bottom here at around 0.001. I like it. I like it. You just need the green dot there on Pump Fun. That will be called out over here in the alert section. We do call out all of the alerts over here as in the weekly alert section. That is what I would watch for on Pump Fun. Someone said XRP's holding 109. Yeah, it's just hanging around. Just hanging around. Okay, just waiting for the signal on the XRP. We want it to come here in the next 1 to 3 weeks. That would be outstanding to get that reversal. One thing I do like about it is the stochastic's back close to 0, right? When the stochastic gets up here, that means we've had some momentum to the upside. It came back down here. Okay, again, trading below the 40-year average, so we know that we're getting it at least at a fair price right now if we're buying it. Again, not buying it up here with everybody else at 350. We want to be buyers down here at this area. Can it go down a little bit in the short term? Yeah, probably. Okay, but ultimately, right, we want to see these lows hold. We want to see these green dots pop in the next 1 to 3 weeks. If that happens, okay, we are positioned perfectly right now. And I really like our odds. I really like the chances of us getting weekly alerts down here in the next 1 to 3 weeks. I think all these little short-term sell-offs, these little 3% dip days, right, when everyone's just on edge, waiting for a pump, okay, they're just designed to flush you out, right? All we need to understand is, are we getting a fair price? Are we getting a fair? How do we know we're getting a fair price? We look at the average. The average price over 4 years will tell you if you're getting a fair price or not. If you're buying it way up here, okay, you're buying it at a premium. We don't buy up there. All we want to know is where that 4-year is. Look at that. That blue line is the 4-year. Ethereum's 4-year is sitting at 2,500. You're buying it at a 30% discount. Okay, XRP. Okay, you're buying XRP right now at like a, I don't know, probably a 20% discount. How far is that down? Okay, that is about, yeah, 20% discount. So 20% off XRP, come and get it. Okay, I like it right there at 110. I have a position. I started my position at 130. So again, I'm down 20 cents on my shares or on my name or on the crypto, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and potentially look at average down on a weekly signal once we get it. And again, I think those weekly signals are going to come in the next 1 to 3 weeks. I think you'll see them there. And then I think we're going to absolutely explode into the end of the year. That's what I think is going to happen. Just because I think that's going to happen does not mean it's going to happen. Okay, but some of these prices are stupid compared to where we have been over the last year or two. Okay, I mean, XRP was up here at 350 less than a year ago. Okay, everyone wanted XRP up here. Okay, nobody cares about it down here at 110. Okay, that's the way it goes. STRC. Oh gosh, this is that dividend thing that Saylor released. I don't know, man. That's kind of seems like a Ponzi scheme to me. But if you like it, I'd wait for the weekly. That one was supposed to be pegged to $100, from what I understood. It should have never fell below $100, and it did. So that's a little concerning. What else do we got here? We left off at CELH. NVO. Again, we covered NVO already. We really like this one. It's breaking out here above the 9. I think that one's going to make a push up to 60 to 70 bucks. I think it looks really good here. ACM. Again, way down in the gutter. Buying it at a massive discount according to the 40-year average. We'd be a buyer of that thing down there at 69. That looks good. CRM. CRM. I got stopped out of this at 160. Just looking for the signal there on CRM. ADP. ADP, again, that one got the red dot stop loss at 210. 210 is a stop loss. Anytime you get a red dot, you want to set a stop loss at the previous low. That's at like 212. Put it at like 210. And if it hits, you sell it. AVGO. AVGO, again, we're sellers up here. Got the MACD crossing down, right? These tech stocks do not look good. AMEX, this is, I think you're talking about American Express. I always forget what it's AXP. Okay, and AXP actually looks good here. It's got the green dot. I'd wait for maybe a little bit of a pullback on the 4-hour. Okay, maybe for a price to come back down to this area. But ultimately, this thing doesn't look too bad. It looks like it could continue to push up as well. I like it as long as it holds on to 300 bucks. Okay, target would be up there in the red zone between 360 and 380 on American Express. I see one here for from Jeff for Rug, R-U-G-G. You're talking about Rug? I don't see that one, brother. Man, there were more requests than I thought. I thought we only had a few more to go. FISV just keeps selling off. I don't know. Maybe their company's broken or something. I mean, this thing is just continuing to fall. Green dot or not, it just keeps going down. So if you want to buy more of it, I mean, it got a few signals right here at around 50, 55. Just look to buy more on the next weekly. SRFM. That one's down here to 2024 low. If you like it, I think $1 looks like a pretty good price. Uniswap. We already covered Uni. Again, this thing's sitting at a 6-year low, guys. The lowest price in 6 years you're getting this for, okay? 6 years ago was COVID, okay? After it hit this low, it went from 2 all the way up to $44 there. So, again, the dot is green. We're buyers. I bought a little bit more of this at around $3. I think my average cost is like $3.05 on Uniswap. And, again, we're just waiting for the wave to come back up here and give us a red dot. Solana. Solana looks like it wants to print green here pretty soon as well. Again, 1 to 3 weeks is what I'm looking for. Either next week or the week after that is when I think you'll see the next round of weeklies. I think Solana actually did have one this week, but it faded away. So a dot is not confirmed until it actually closes the candle. But right now, okay, we're playing that $59 level as the bottom. So we'll see what Solana does here. I actually like it here at 70 bucks. You could stake this one on Coinbase and earn the dividend from it. But ultimately above 59, we still like Solana here. Okay, looking for that weekly green dot. I'm going to leave it there for today, folks. I'll take a few more from the chat here if you guys got them, but I'm going to go ahead and mark my spot over here in the Discord, and we will be live again tomorrow answering more of these. I will be taking more requests tomorrow here, same time, 2 p.m. Pacific time. We're live here at Overkill Trading on YouTube. So we'll just pick off where we left off here. I think we got a few more requests, not many more. We'll try to cover those all tomorrow, and then we'll open this up next week. I will get through the rest of those tomorrow. I'll stay on as long as it takes, but you guys can watch the replay if you joined a little late. If you guys still got requests in the chat, go ahead and drop them real quick, and I will cover them. I see one here for Jasmy USD. So Jasmy just needs the green dot. Again, this thing's sitting down here at the 2024 low. Boom. Once we hit this level last time, we absolutely exploded. Again, just look for the weekly signal there on Jasmine. Oh, Sailor stock was a rug. Yeah, sure looked like it. Look at MSTR right now. MSTR looks awful. Ugh. Remember when everyone was buying this up here at $400 or $500? He was the greatest, biggest genius ever. This looks very ugly. I'd almost just want to short MSTR here because that looks very, very scary. Very scary. Okay, if that breaks 100, look out below. We're probably going right to 70. Good night, Bobby. We'll see you tomorrow. XPR still looks good. Again, you just want to wait on the signal. You got this one right here at 0.002. So it's right at the same price. You got this last signal here in February, March. Okay, again, we're just going sideways. We got to understand we're not in this kind of a market or this kind of a market. We're in this kind of a market. Right now, for most crypto names, we're just stuck right here. We have been since February, right? We're just going sideways. We're not going up. We're not going down. We're just chopping around here on the macro. And that's all I got for today, folks. You guys have a good evening. God bless you guys. We'll be back here tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific time, right here on YouTube. You guys have a good night. We'll chat soon. Hit me up over here in the Discord if you guys need me. If you guys don't have the indicators, you guys can get those right here in the trading indicator tab. Okay, you click this link, it takes a couple of clicks, and everything loads right up. You guys will get all my indicators, all my settings, everything. If you guys are new, check out the free trading course over here, guys. We are 1 to 6 month swing traders. We are not day trading here. We are in this thing for the long term. We're looking to buy great companies at great prices. That is the goal. You guys can learn more about our indicators and our strategy by going over there to that free trading course. The Discord link is in the bio. Hope to see you over there. It is free to join with a paid membership. We do have a $4 a month membership. That's less than a Starbucks coffee a month. You guys could join over 3,500 traders. I think we have around 4,000 now. But it'll get you access to pretty much everything in the Discord. We do have free content over here in the Discord, but the membership will get you access to literally everything from the trade alerts, the weekly watch list, 24/7 trade support, advanced analysis. We got instant chart lookups. You guys can request any chart over here at any time. Okay. With our AI. So the AI will pull up the chart. If you missed the live stream and you want to look up a chart, you can do that over here inside the Discord under the chart request thread. There's a video on how to do it that posts like every 5 minutes. That'll drop over there. You could scroll up a little bit and find it here in the chat. I think it was right up here. Posts every 5 minutes. Yeah, look up any chart at any time. That'll show you how to use it. And yeah, you guys could join the chat. We got chat going on. Chat's been pretty muted just because markets have not been that great lately. But that's what happens, folks. People are excited when things go up, and they're not excited when things go down. Once things pick up and go back up, that's when everyone will be engaging again and happy and, you know, having a good time. And you and I both cannot wait till that happens. Again, this has been brutal for crypto. Stocks, it's been a pretty good year. I've had a pretty good year on my stock portfolio, but crypto has been pretty brutal. But again, we could be wrong in the short term, folks, and be very right in the long term. I still think we're very early in regards to cryptocurrency and altcoins and things like that. We're buying at 5 to 6 year lows on some of these names. So lowest price in 5 years, right? If Apple, Amazon was sitting at its 5-year low, right? If Apple was down here at its 5-year low at 5 years ago, would have been 2021, right? Down here at 117, and it was up here at 300, you'd be looking to buy. Okay, but look at this. Okay, Apple looks like it wants to pull back as well. Tech stocks look very scary, but we'll leave it at that, folks. Again, great assets at great prices. That's our goal here at Overkill Trading. If you guys have any questions, hit me up in the Discord or shoot me an email. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.